Hello and welcome to another crochet lace tutorial. Today we'll be making our 20th square, which is this really lovely design which starts with this central flower motif which has a new stitch which we've not tried before, which is the puff stitches at its centre. That's great fun to do. And then we're changing it into this open work diamond and finally adding some fancy corners to turn it back into a square. So I really hope you'll enjoy this tutorial with me today. Shall we have a look what we'll need? For this square, we're going to need 5 colours of our cotton yarn. We're going to need the white that came with this issue, and then some leftovers of our smoky pink, mint, navy and beige. A 1.75mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, a pair of scissors and a stitch marker. We are starting with our pink yarn and we're going to make a magic ring. Make a cross on 2 fingers. Turn your hand over, go under the first loop, pick up the second and make a twist on your hook, then make a slip knot with the yarn just there. And then take it off your fingers and it's ready to use. We're going to start with chain 1, which we're not counting as a stitch. I'm going to work 8 double crochet into the ring. That is our 8 double crochet there. We can then close the magic ring and join the round with a slip stitch to our starting chain. That is round 1. Round 2, we're starting with chain 2. Then we're going to work our new stitch for this square, which is our half treble 3-stitch puff. So to work our puff stitch, we're going to go yarn over the hook and then we're going to go into the stitch. So it's our first double crochet just here. Yarn over and pull through a loop. And we're doing that 3 times. So yarn over, into the stitch, pull through a loop, and you're pulling it up a little bit each time. So yarn over, into the stitch, pull back, pull it up. So you've got 6 loops on the hook, but they're slightly longer stitches. And that gives us the puffy look to the stitch. You're then going to go round and through all the loops on the hook, and that is your first half treble 3 puff stitch. We're then going to start our repeat for this round, which is chain 3, and then we're working a half treble 4-stitch puff in the next double crochet. So a 4-stitch puff is the same as what we were doing here, it's just we're doing that action 4 times. So go round into the stitch, pull back the yarn and pull it up a little bit, round into the stitch. You're doing that 4 times this time. So you'll have 9 loops left on your hook. Go round and through all 9. That last one can be a bit tricky to get through. That is your half treble 4 puff stitch. So I'll show you that repeat one more time. So chain 3 and then the half treble 4 puff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, round and through. So that last stitch on your hook can be a bit tricky. So that is the repeat for this round and we're going to work it 5 more times and I'll show you what it looks like when we've done that. When you've worked that repeat 5 more times, you'll have 8 puff stitches and we're going to end with chain 3. And we're going to slip stitch to the top of our first puff stitch. Then we're going to work a slip stitch into the top of our first puff stitch to join the round, but we're going to make that slip stitch with our next colour. The next colour we're using is mint. So make your slip stitch with the mint yarn. And that is round 2 complete. You can now cut off the pink yarn. Round 3, we're going to start with chain 2 and then treble in the first 3 chain space. We're then going to start our repeat for this round, which is chain 3, then work treble 2 together over the same 3 chain space and the next half treble puff stitch. So we're going to work the first part of a treble in this 3 chain space here, leaving the last part on the hook. Then we're going to work our next treble into the top of the puff stitch, again leaving the last part of the treble on the stitch. Then we go round and we bring those 2 stitches together. That is our treble 2 together. We're then going to chain 7. Then we're working treble 2 together again over the puff stitch that we've just been in. Work the first treble in there, and then the next treble goes in your next 3 chain space, and then you work those together. So that is your repeat. It is chain 3, treble 2 together over the same 3 chain space and next half treble puff stitch, chain 7 and treble 2 together over the same half treble puff stitch and the next 3 chain space. We're going to work that 6 more times, and I'll show you what it looks like when we've done that. When you've worked your repeat 6 times, we're going to end with chain 3. Then we're going to work a treble 2 together over the same 3 chain space in the next puff stitch. Then we're going to chain 3, and we're going to end with a double treble, so round the hook twice into the top of our first treble stitch just here. But we're going to be changing colour on this stitch, so when you get to the last part of the stitch, grab your navy yarn and complete the stitch in navy. That is round 3 complete. Round 4, we're going to start with chain 3, which counts as our first treble stitch. We're then going to work 4 treble in the same chain space. We're then going to start our repeat for this round, which starts with 1 double crochet in the next 3 chain space. Then 5 treble, chain 3, 5 treble in the next 7 chain space. So 5 treble, chain 3, and another 5 treble. So that is our repeat for this round. We're going to work it 6 more times, and I'll show you what it looks like when we've done that. When you've worked that repeat 6 more times, we're going to work 1 double crochet in the next 3 chain space, then 5 treble in the last chain space, chain 1, and we're going to end with a half treble to the top of our starting chain. I'm going to end with a half treble into the top of our 3 chain here. So we're going to work the first part of the stitch with our navy and then change to white. Complete the stitch with white. That is round 4 complete. We can leave our navy yarn attached. We're going to be using that again in a little bit. Round 5, we're going to start with chain 1 and double crochet in the same place. We're then going to start our repeat for this round, which is chain 11 and double crochet in the next 3 chain space. And your next 3 chain spaces at the top of the petal just there. So that is our repeat. We're going to work it 6 more times, and I'll show you what it looks like when we've done that. When you've worked that repeat 6 times, you're going to finish with chain 11. And slip stitch into the top of your starting chain to join the round. That is round 5 complete. Round 6, we're starting with chain 3. We're then going to work a double treble 2-stitch cluster in the first double crochet. So it's this stitch we're in here, and we're working a double treble 2-stitch cluster. So we're going to go around the hook twice, and we're working double trebles into the stitch but leaving the last part on the hook, and we're doing 2 of them. You will have 3 loops left on the hook, round and through all 3. Chain 3. We're then going to start our repeat for this round. So we're starting with 7 double crochet in the next chain space. Chain 13. Seven double crochet in the next chain space. Chain 3. Then 1 double treble 3-stitch cluster, chain 3, and another double treble 3-stitch cluster in the next double crochet. So double treble 3-stitch cluster, going round the hook twice, working your double trebles as normal, leaving the last part on the hook, and you're working 3 of them. You'll have 4 loops left on the hook, round and through all 4, then chain 3. And another double treble 3-stitch cluster in the same stitch. Then chain 3. So that is our repeat for this round, and we need to work it twice more, and I'll show you what it looks like when we've done that and what we do next. When you work that repeat twice more, we're then going to work 7 double crochet in the next chain space. Chain 13. Seven double crochet in the next chain space. Chain 3. Then we're working in this first double crochet that we started the round, and we're working another double treble 3-stitch cluster. Then to join, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work a half treble into the top of our starting chain, which is the top of our first cluster stitch just there. And we're going to be changing back to the navy, which we've got at the back here. So we'll pick up our navy to finish our half treble. That is round 6. Round 7, we're using navy yarn, and we're going to start with chain 1. We're then going to work 2 double crochet in the same space that we're in. Chain 7. Then we're going to work a slip stitch into the 4th of these group of 7 double crochet here. So it'll be the middle one. Then we're going to start our repeat for this round, which is 19 treble in the next 13 chain space. That's 19 treble in the 13 chain space. Then slip stitch into the 4th of the next group of 7 double crochet. Again, it'll be the middle one. Chain 7. Miss the next 3 chain space and work 3 double crochet into the middle 3 chain space. The one between your cluster stitches just there. Chain 7. And then slip stitch into the 4th double crochet of that group of 7 again. And that is the repeat for this round. So we're going to work that repeat twice more, and then we can work a partial repeat. So your partial repeat, we're going to work 19 treble in that 13 chain space, slip stitch in the 4th double crochet of that group of 7, and then chain 7. And that final partial repeat after that chain 7, and I'll meet you back here and I'll show you how we finish the round. When you've worked your repeats and your partial repeat, we're going to end with 1 double crochet in this first chain space here. And then we're going to work a slip stitch to join, but we're going to be picking up our white yarn, which is just at the back here, and making our slip stitch with our white yarn. That is round 7. Round 8, and we're starting with chain 4, which counts as our first treble stitch and 1 chain. We're then going to work 1 treble in the first double crochet. We're then going to start our repeat for this round. So we're going to miss the next double crochet and the first 2 chain stitches. Then we're working 1 treble, chain 1, 1 treble in the next chain stitch. So we're working in the stitch, not the space. So we're missing 2 chain stitches and we're working 1 treble, chain 1, and another treble in that chain stitch. Then we're going to miss the next 2 chain stitches and we're working the same again in this next chain stitch. So treble, chain 1, treble. Then we're going to miss the next 2 treble stitches and work treble, chain 1, treble in the next treble stitch. So 1, 2 in there. And we're doing that twice. So again, miss 2 treble and work treble, chain 1, treble. Then we're going to miss the next treble and work treble, chain 1, treble in the next treble 4 times. So this time there's only 1 treble in between our groups. So miss 1 and we're working treble, chain 1, treble, miss 1, and we're doing that 4 times. So that is 4 times there. Then you're going to miss 2 treble and work that same treble, chain 1, treble in the next stitch. Then we're going to miss our first chain stitch and work the treble, chain 1, treble in the next chain stitch. Miss 2 chain stitches and treble, chain 1, treble in the next. Treble, chain 1, treble in the second double crochet, so this central one here. And that is our repeat for this round, and we need to work it twice more, and then we can work a partial repeat. And our partial repeat, we're working up until this last treble, chain 1, treble. So we're going to do all the way around the repeat, these last 2 in the chain stitches, and we're going to just skip this one at the end on that final repeat. This is one of those rounds where it's a really good idea to follow along in the chart, because you can see the placement of the stitches really well. But it is the same stitch, that treble, chain one, treble, we're working every time. It's just where we're putting it that changes as we go round each corner of our square. But I'll leave you to get on with that repeat. So we're doing it twice more, and then we're doing a partial repeat, which is pretty much a full repeat apart from this last stitch just here. And I will meet you back here in a moment and we'll have a look at how we finish off the round. When you've worked that repeat twice more and the partial repeat, to join we just need to work a slip stitch into the top of our third chain. And we're going to be changing colour. We're going to be changing to beige. Have your beige yarn ready and work your slip stitch in the beige yarn. That is round 8. Round 9 we're going to start with chain 3. We're then going to work 2 trebles in this first chain space. We'll then start the repeat for this round, which is treble in each of the next 2 stitches. Treble in the 1 chain space. Treble in the next 2 stitches. Treble 2 together over the next 1 chain space and treble. So we're working part of each treble stitch in the 1 chain space and the treble, and then we're working them together. Then we're going to work treble in the next treble, treble in the 1 chain space, and treble in the next treble twice. So treble in the next treble, treble in the 1 chain space, and treble in the next treble, and we're doing that twice. So treble, 1 chain space, and treble. Then treble in the next treble stitch, chain 4, double crochet in the second chain space. So we're missing this one. We're going to double crochet in this one, chain 4, miss 2 trebles, the 1 chain space and a treble, and treble in the next stitch. Then work 1 treble in the next treble, 1 treble in the 1 chain space, and 1 treble in the next treble twice. Then work treble 2 together over the next treble and 1 chain space. First part in that treble there, and then the 1 chain space and treble 2 together. Then 1 treble in each of the next 2 treble. Treble in the 1 chain space, and 1 treble in each of the next 2 trebles. And 3 trebles in the 1 chain space. So that is our repeat for this round. Again, it's a really good one to follow along with the chart for, because it's one of those ones where you say it in words, it sounds complicated, but if you can see where the stitches are going on the chart, it's really simple to follow. But that is our repeat. We're going to work it twice more, then we're going to work a partial repeat. Our partial repeat is exactly the same as the standard repeat. The only thing we're not doing is that 3 treble at the end of the repeat. So if you want to go ahead and work those repeats in your partial repeat, I'll meet you back here when we've done that, and we'll have a look at how we finish off the round. When you've worked that repeat all the way around and your partial repeat, all we need to do to join is to slip stitch into the top of our starting chain, just here. We can then fasten off the beige yarn. Round 10, we're going to be using pink yarn, and we're going to be making some fancy corners, as we like to say. And we're going to be joining it, not where we ended the round, but we're going to be joining it to the 4th treble after this last chain space here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to join it just there. And then we're going to start our repeat for this round, which is chain 6. We're going to miss 3 trebles. Then we're going to work 1 double crochet in the top of that treble 2 together. Chain 3. Miss 6 trebles. And then work 1 double treble 3 stitch cluster, chain 3, 1 double treble 3 stitch cluster, chain 3, and 1 double treble 3 stitch cluster in the next treble. So starting with 1 double treble 3 stitch cluster. So we're working 3 double treble stitches, leaving the last part on the hook every time. Then chain 3. And we're doing that 3 times. Then chain 3. Miss 6 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And work a double crochet in the treble 2 together. Chain 6. Miss 3. And slip stitch in the next treble. We can then cut off the pink yarn. So that is our first repeat, and we're going to repeat that 4 more times around the outside. So we're going to turn our square. Then again, we're working after that chain 4, and we're going into our 4th treble again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to join your pink yarn back in there, and you're going to work exactly what you did here. So we're going to do that 3 more times in total, and I'll show you what it looks like when we've done that. When you work that repeat all 4 times, you'll have 4 corners looking a little bit like this, and that is round 10 complete. Round 11, and we're going to be adding on to our pink corners with a bit of navy. So we're going to join the navy yarn to any of the corners, starting in the first 6 chain space, and we're going to start with chain 5. We're going to miss the 3 chain space, and then we're going to work 5 double treble in the next 3 chain space. Chain 3, and work 5 double treble in the next 3 chain space. Then chain 5 and slip stitch into the next 6 chain space. So that is your repeat for this round, and again we're going to work that on each of our pink corners just to build it out a little bit, and I'll show you what it looks like when we've done that. When you've worked your corner repeat 4 times, your square will be looking something like this, and that is round 11 complete. Round 12, we're going to be using white yarn, and we're going to join our yarn to our new start of round. So you look at your square as it is now with your new corners. We've got 2 4 chain spaces at the top. We're going to start our yarn in the second one. So we join with white yarn to that second 4 chain space. We work 1 chain and double crochet in the same space. We're then going to start our repeat for this round, which is chain 7. Double crochet in the 6th chain space from round 10. So it's this pink one here. Chain 7. Double crochet in the 5 chain space from round 11, this one here. Chain 7. Then you're going to double crochet in the 3 chain space. Then work chain 7. And double crochet in the same space. Chain 7. Double crochet in the 5 chain space from round 11. Chain 7. Double crochet in the 6 chain space from round 10. Chain 7. Double crochet in the 4 chain space. Chain 7. And double crochet in the next 4 chain space. That is our repeat. We're going to work it twice more, and then on a partial repeat we can work the same repeat again. We're just going to stop that last repeat in our 4 chain space from round 9. So if you'd like to go ahead and work that repeat, I'll meet you back here when we've done it and we'll have a look at how we finish the round. When you've worked your repeats and your partial repeat, we just need to chain 3. Then we're going to work a double treble into our starting chain to join the round. That is round 12. Round 13, we're going to start with chain 1 and double crochet in the same space. We're then going to chain 5 and double crochet in the next chain space, and we're going to do that 4 times. That takes us to our corner space, and we're going to start our pattern repeat in our corner with chain 3 and double crochet in the same space, and then we're going to be working chain 5 and double crochet in the next chain space 8 times. So that is our repeat for this round. We're going to work that repeat twice more, then we can work a partial repeat, which is chain 3, double crochet in the same space, then chain 5, double crochet in the next 7 chain space 3 times. I will meet you back here when we've done that, and I'll show you how we join the round. When you've worked your repeat all the way around and your partial repeat, we're going to end with chain 5 and slip stitch to our starting chain to join the round. That is round 13. Round 14 is our standard border round. We start with chain 1 and double crochet in the same stitch. Then we're working 5 double crochet in the next 5 chain space and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. We're doing that 4 times. That takes us to our corner space. In our corner we're working 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet. And 1 double crochet in the stitch on the other side of the corner. And that is our repeat for this round. So we're working 1 double crochet in every 5 chain space and 1 double crochet in every stitch. Then when we get to the corner, we're working 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet. If you'd like to go ahead and work that all the way around, I'm sure these borders are quite familiar to you by now. I will meet you back here when we've done that and we'll have a look at our finished square. And here we have our finished square, and this one turned out just lovely. We have a few jobs left to do, as always. I've already gone ahead and given mine a press and woven in my ends, but if you haven't done that already, go ahead and do it now. And then we just need to pop a label on in the corner, a piece of paper with the number on a stitch marker. Just tag it into the corner, and then we can store it away with our other squares until we're ready to start joining them together. But that is everything for the tutorial today, so I really hope you've enjoyed making your square with me. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.